TC2000, the cross between Demolition Man and Bloodsport. Starring the man who is 70% neck, 30% pec, and 100% badass, Bolo Young. The man who comes in peace but means something else entirely, Matthias Hughes. And finally, the most stable headstand in the business, Billy. My gun is never loaded with blanks. So sit back, turn off, tune out, pull out, and explode, because this is Redeye Reviews. We learned that some time ago, a virus wiped out a ton of people. During this time, all the Richies went underground to survive, while the surface became a lawless hellhole, just filled with too many theater majors and honestly not enough bullies. We see our man Billy Blanks. He works for the rich people, and his job is to patrol the surface and make sure that their underground entrances are safe. They also wear welder's masks, I don't know, just in case they need to fix something. Who needs to see while driving? They don't. But while one patrol is out in the streets, they get attacked. Look out! Yeah! And that super secure laser door that we were all moderately impressed with is easily defeated. As it turns out, all you need to do is bring a dead guy with you, and it falls apart faster than everybody's New Year's resolution. We do, however, manage to catch up to them and give them a solid ass whooping. Back in the headquarters, we try to figure out just what went wrong.
Attention. Return to security status 6.
I'm going to go ahead and start with the obvious reason. Probably, turning your computer on would help. Seems like somebody lied on their resume. But we meet Matthias Hughes. He's wearing just the cutest little top. Shows just enough cleavage, but still leaves something to the imagination. A little nip. Not too much. It's a great look. But they get in a good old sparring match. Back in the control room, we learn it's Bring Your Karate Kid to Work Day. All of these guys looking just adorable in their little bathrobes. Hey, I took karate. Yeah, I did. I did the splits in karate class. Not on purpose, mind you. It was my friend Scooter. We were outside after class because I was not a good fighter. Out on the surface, we meet Bolo Young. He gets in a fight with Hurley from the TV show Lost. Also, when I Googled him, the AI told me that the biggest mystery from Lost is how Hurley never lost any weight, which is so good. Also, that he had an imaginary friend that forced him to eat all that junk food. And that just might be my favorite piece of TV show trivia I have ever learned. But Hurley takes a court jester hostage and Bolo still wrecks him. You see, folks, jesters are awful and they're hollow on the inside. Therefore, no internal damage necessary. Back outside, more of our guards get attacked.
Death to the underworld!
Oh man, if only they could have seen this coming. So they sneak back into the underground using their human coats. Billy and his partner give chase.
Frame tunnel. They're into quadrant 13.
God, they must have got unit 10.
We also are introduced to standard issued helmet number 2, which just appears to be a sparring headgear. I mean, hey, it's practical and it's safe. But being pinned down, our girl has a brilliant idea. Oh, shucks. I really thought the old ghost jacket haunting gun thing would trick them. Look at their leader. He's shooting the jacket out of sheer pity for just how stupid that idea was. And even with all that, she still ends up getting shot and she dies.
No!
And rather than just attack Billy now in his weakest position, they just decide enough is enough and they leave? I guess they forgot why they came down here. I don't know, maybe too many hits to the head. Probably should have worn some karate headgear. But we tell Billy that she is dead. And then secretly we take her and we turn her into RoboCop. It's like RoboCop with, no budget involved. And now that he thinks his partner is dead, he wants out of the program. And this involves surgery to, I don't know, remove his employee ID badge. I have no clue.
Why didn't you take care of him in the deprogramming room like I told you?
There's too many people around.
Oh, yes. Well, you see, I would have killed him, but there were other doctors around. Yeah, dang it. If only I could have operated on him alone. Yeah, then no one would suspect me when he died. So they send some goons to his apartment to kill him. He also makes my favorite karate noise I've ever heard. Hayata! Hayata! He does, however, manage to get away, and he makes it back to the surface. Back inside the base, our RoboGal is ready for her big reveal.
80% human, 20% machine, 100% dedicated to its mission.
She's 80% human, 20% machine, and 100% dedicated to her mission. Her makeup, her hair, her public image. Back outside, Billy stumbles into Bolo. And as the police show up to break the group up, Bolo saves our man's life. We also see the lead singer of the hair metal band is out to kick some ass. After which, the insane clown posse groupie is like, "Hey cop, you want to join my gang?" And the cop says,
"I thought you'd never ask."
Yep, sure do. So her reprogramming is going really great. But back at Bolo's place, we get a mad exposition drop from this girl who clearly read ahead in her script, you little cheater.
There are very few who do not know of Nikki Picasso. The population of the surface world was to be eliminated, but there is some fear that someone will discover the key and activate it. So far, it has been impenetrable. They protect Terminal Station. Terminal Station is a chemical warfare plant. The Lifers are a brotherhood of vicious criminals. When the ozone layer repaired itself, only the Lifers will stand up to Nikki Picasso.
Nothing says we ran out of our budget like a 3-minute knowledge dump. So, to figure out what is up with the bad guys, our heroes sneak into their base in the day through a glass pyramid directly above them. He attacks and Picasso is like, "Hey, your friend is still alive." However, she drinks Red Bull now. She's got like a bike chain stuck in her hair. She's weirdly horny as hell. Honestly, she's a hot mess. Then they fight. And, just like last time, at his weakest moment, they forgot what they were doing and they leave him alone. So once again, he gets out of it just fine. And cue our super erotic training montage. All sweaty and hot, kicking the air's ass like El Nino owes us money. We take a short break to get the audiobook version of the story.
Instead, it became the ultimate weapon of death. A man named Bertram Kinsella built Terminal Station to replenish the atmosphere.
And then, back to sexy time. Honestly, how their bodies aren't starting a fire right now is beyond me. We also see that Blanks must have gotten stuck in a fishing net at some point and he just couldn't get it off, so just started wearing it around, pretending it was a shirt. As it turns out, Rocker Cop has tricked those preschoolers who, found the permanent markers that their parents hid. She tricked them to attack this other gang that controls a facility that can produce the biological weapons. Then, once inside, she will give access to the rich people so that they could use the biological weapons and take over the surface world because they're tired of being Ninja Turtles, I guess. It's kind of fuzzy. It doesn't make sense. You know what? Just move on. Oh, yeah, and Billy Blanks is, part of it! Yeah. So, he pushes himself into the plot. He gathers a gang of hardened warriors. Well, let me rephrase. Hardened warriors, and then like some recently divorced dad who's, just trying to get himself back out there. So the two gangs fight each other.
You got me to the terminal station.
The rich people show up and they're like, hey, just pretend we're on your side. Totally are. Yep. Not gonna double cross you. And then we get probably the worst line I've ever heard spoken out loud.
Now it's time for Daddy's little girl to get down on her knees, isn't it?
What the?
Because Daddy's little girl was much smaller when he made this lock.
That still doesn't make it any better. So, Billy, the boys, and, that one guy who up until recently was super into bird watching, they all follow, they go inside. We get into a big fight. Our dad goes to join in. He tries to help out. Yeah, probably shouldn't have come along, and, in hindsight. Hey, I don't know, maybe it's not too late to meet up with the guys at the model train store if you hurry up. At one point, Bolo Young scratches the hell out of a dude. Living out our childhood dreams when we all clipped our fingernails into points and pretended we were Wolverine. Eventually, Bolo and Matthias fight. Then again, at some point, they decide it's not nearly sexy enough. There we go. Yeah. Better get some baby oil in here, stat. We also see that evil biological weapon is just two old school monitors not actually plugged in and this little tube thingy that launches bottle rockets. It's pretty sweet. I bet you can play the Oregon Trail on that bad boy. Sadly, we also learned that RoboGoth must run on Windows Vista because she has blue screened really, really hard.
Insufficient.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably a driver update. That's usually what it is. At one point, Matthias puts himself on the other side of a door just so we can use that punch that Bolo learned from JCVD during Bloodsport. Our bros run into the room. He calls IT. They tell him to try turning her off and on again. And it works.
What the hell's going on?
Now, the three of them stand in front of the computer. They start guessing passwords to the biological weapons. The ones that have been already launching into the sky every few seconds. I guess that's not doing anything. I honestly have no clue what the point of, any of this was.
6, 5, 4.
But we did it. we saved the day. So, the bad guy, forgot to mention this, he got hung by Picasso, and then the elevator broke.
I'll get you, Jason.
So that's how their story ends, I suppose. And on that disappointment, let's head on over to Redeye Reacts.
Repeat. Code 3. Security alert.
This is what I imagined I would look like as a DJ. There's so many switches just to play Spice Girls techno songs on repeat.
Try some of my muscle pasta.
It's time to die.
It's time to get a new watch. Enhanced 3 times.
Okay, I don't mean to be a stickler with your magic CSI picture enhancer, but the part that actually bothers me is that you said enhance 3 times and the thing did it 4 times, and God, I hate that.
You want to see the sights? You've got to pay the price.
Yeah, you want to see the sights? You gotta pay the price. Because I am every guy in LA who sells the maps of famous people's houses, and then you go on the tour and you get really disappointed when none of them are outside.
I had to take a dump, for crying out loud.
Figure out some way to do that while you watch that monitor.
Oh, the nerds already figured that out. Man, no, they did. It's called the battle bucket. Why don't you just go ahead and use your imagination as to how they use that?
TC2000X is just fine.
Really?
Oh, your TC2000X is just fine? Really? Why did she turn into some horny biker girl then?
Who the hell are they? What are they doing here?
Who are they? What are they doing here? Who am I? What's my name? And that was all of it. I don't know why I said it that way. Thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you to my patrons. Each and every person on this list is truly, truly awesome, and I appreciate everything you do and the support you provide to the channel. If you want the power to do what they do, and that power is to vote and kind of control my brain and tell me what to do and what to watch and when to go to the bathroom and, you know, all that stuff, gets a little weird. You never know. There's a link in the description to join that. I have a Discord community down there as well. I also have a merch store. It's down there. I will see you next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy.
Now it's time for Daddy's little girl to get down on her knees, isn't it?